In your experience, what in detail does burnout look like for a busy person? What are the things that they're saying to
Yeah.
themselves? What are the things that they say they are feeling?
Yeah, that's a good question. So when we're thinking about, we'll think about burnout from a fitness and nutrition and bodily perspective, because obviously there's like an emotional sense of burnout that sometimes people feel and like that overwhelm, analysis paralysis. But when we're thinking about, a high powered individual getting physically burnt out because they're not taking care of their bodily needs, it can get to the point of just feeling foggy and hazy, like not as sharp, not as decisive, energy waxing and waning significantly, like the caffeine that high powered individuals love really cranks you up, but then there's energy crashes like all throughout the day. And that like 2 to 3 p.m. hits harder, that 5 p.m. hits harder. Often sleep disturbances. You might be like more and more and more tired, but for some reason, it's even harder to fall asleep. It might take longer to fall asleep. We might struggle to stay asleep. And then, if you are currently participating in exercise, you might find that you're starting to like skip more workouts and not enjoying it as much because everything feels so heavy and exhausting, and the workouts aren't fun and empowering and like energy giving anymore. Your nervous system is just a little bit more fried. And so when you're trying to use that nervous system to talk to your muscles, it's not fun anymore. And you've got like the shakes and everything feels like it weighs a million pounds. And the workout is just the exhausting kind of workout that you don't look forward to. And now you're wanting to skip entirely.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I've had a crazy few weeks, as you know, Dora. I don't know.
Yes.
Is she talking about me right now?
That wasn't directed at you, but that's like what we all would commonly experience, as well as like appetite changes too, whether up or down. For some people, whenever they start to get burnt out, food has no interest and they really struggle with under eating. And for other people, that appetite just starts going all over the place. The cravings are really high and we're like eating like crazy.
Oh my gosh, I love these examples because this really breaks it down for people. It's like, okay, so I'm not crazy, I'm not lazy, I'm not quote unquote procrastinating, I'm approaching burnout, right? But the
Yes.
thing is, and this is something that I want us to tackle on this show. So if you're listening to this, this is your final last stop for this thing, this all or nothing mindset. Because I'm pretty sure that what is going on in the minds of people listening or watching is, okay, so how do I do that? And oh my
Yeah.
God, this means I have to change my whole life. I have to do this, do that, do that. Like, how would you advise somebody who is already feeling like that? Like, how would you advise them to actually start making healthier choices so that it becomes a part and parcel of their lives and not another full-time job that they have to focus on?
Yeah, that's totally fair. And especially for high performers, it probably feels like there's no hours in the day. And so they're thinking, like, this sounds great, but I don't have time to meal prep. I don't have time to go for walks. I barely get to the gym anymore. I don't have time for more sleep. If we're thinking about hierarchy and what are the things that are it's going to have the biggest impact, sleep is going to be number one. I would actually argue if you are that limited on time or bandwidth and we can just only take one thing on, let's try as often as possible. We don't have to be perfect, but let's try to get 7 hours of sleep a night, because everything else is going to function better when we're sleeping better. Your body's going to be more resilient to stress. So maybe you're going through a launch. You just launched your business. We're headed into the holidays, the busy season, and your business is picking up. And you're just like, I can't slow down. Like, I can't work less. Then let's think about how to make your body more resilient to the stress that we cannot change. So, what we can change and what we can try to do is spend more time in bed, which usually for high powered individuals means going to bed earlier because we like to work late. We like to sit up with our laptop or on our phone. We blast ourselves with screens till 9, 10, 11, midnight. High performers usually don't have as much difficulty getting up early because they want to get up early and get to work and start doing stuff. But just even closing the laptop, putting the phone down 30 minutes earlier, and getting more rest at night is going to be the number one thing that you're going to see positive effects from.
You know what, Dela? I'm glad you mentioned the sleep one because I am right there right now. And I can for sure testify to this because I've had the last 2 weeks of travel, a lot going on. I'm trying to work on this podcast. I have a full time job. I have a coaching business. I just launched a free challenge, and there's just everything is happening at the same time. And there is such a big difference in how quickly I can make decisions, even how I
Yes.
interact with other people, how sharp my content is when I'm creating content for Instagram or whatever, how engaged I am at work, on Zoom calls or whatever. There's just a huge difference between when I sleep, like when I have like 6 hours of sleep, 5 hours of sleep versus 8 hours of sleep.